Greetings and salutations, this is Jason Silverain, and today I'll be reviewing Snow Daze, the music of winter. Now, this was developed by Outbreak Games, in particular, Cypress Zeta, and published by Critical Bliss. It's only recently come back into my attention, as it was originally made in 2016, but it has been released on Steam, and being an adult visual novel, I was very surprised because this thing's completely uncensored. However, I'm getting slightly ahead of myself. Snow Daze, the Music of Winter, was originally released under the name Home Invasion back in July 2016. The demo featured two of the 5 days within the game, Day Zero, which is essentially the prequel setup story day, and Day One, which showed some of the choices and influences you'd have over the characters. At the time, there was no music, no voice acting, or proper character portraits. It was also originally developed using TyranoBuilder, but they actually switched over to Ren'Py, which is very unusual in a lot of modern visual novels, as that's usually the other way round. The game has since been fully voice acted since version 9.14, and has a original soundtrack and updated visuals. The final release actually happened of April 2018. However, there's been a few updates since, and it's only very recently that the Steam release has occurred. Plot-wise, it's a little cookie-cutter, but for the most part, it does have enough twists and turns, and actually being sensible in a few places that it's plausible. Just. The game tells the story of our main character, a musician who is being constantly harassed and ordered around by his family. Seriously, the guy is treated like a second-class citizen in his own home. He's pretty much the unfavourite of the family. Frustrated for being treated like this, and also by the fact that he's got lots of very sexy step siblings, and the game stresses they are step siblings, in a rather amusing cutscene at the start, he ends up creating a scheme to hypnotise his family in order to gain control of them, and actually have an outlet for his sexual needs. Now, our main character is no hero. He's not a quite full-on villain. He kind of flip-flops here and there. He's morally ambiguous, I would say, at least. But to be fair, this is an adult game. You're not going to get a shining knight in armor, unless you've got some very particular fantasy tastes. Indeed, the ambiguity of the main character's actions is kind of compounded by the fact that whilst, yes, he does have perverted tastes, and he does things like trying to peep on his stepsisters while they're in the shower, they also bait him into doing these things, even being told by their stepmother to do such things, just so they will catch him reacting to them. So, for example, walking around in skimpy clothes, and he inadvertently gets a hard-on, and he'll be told off for his body reacting like that, even though it's not something he can really control. He doesn't want this attraction, he just has it. So, no one's really a good person in this story, to a certain degree. I mean, it's hard to say, but yes, just go with the flow, I would say. Don't try to put any particular morals into it. Now, the game begins with our main character getting caught peeping on his sister in the shower, and it's very much established character moments for quite a few members of the family of how they react and what they do, and just the conversations between them. Luckily for our hero, inverted commas there, the opportunity for him to sort of break out of this constant cycle arrives in the form of a snowstorm. It keeps the family trapped inside their home for 5 days, meaning that he actually has the chance to use his experimental hypnotism technique on his family and turn the tables. And this is kind of what the whole game is about, is over these 5 days, you trying to increase your control and effect upon each character. In terms of mature content, the game does not hide what it is about. The Steam store page pretty much lists everything in the game. However, the key fetishes involved really are hypnotism, incest, though it's all step-siblings and parents, so your mileage may vary on that, depending on what you classify as that. Light pet play, feminization, bondage, expositionism, and domination. And as I said, the game does not hide this, but it's actually quite tongue-in-cheek about this. Cypress Zeta here in his little cat avatar even has a little introduction at the start of the game explaining about it. And it's actually involved in the game because it's later hinted at the characters realize something's off because they don't have memories or proper memories of earlier times of their lives. And that's actually kind of funny how that works into it. And there's even one little bonus ending event thing where Cypress Zeta actually turns up in cat avatar form, and one of the characters goes, "Papa?" Which made me laugh quite a lot. And as I say, for an adult game, it's actually quite well written, and it actually explains throughout the game why it starts off relatively mild, and things get a little bit more extreme as things go along. Now, I can't really go into detail about it because it spoils the story. Not that most people buying this will be buying it for the story, but it's worth reading. Now, moving on to the artwork. This is one of the things that makes or breaks visual novels in general, never mind just the writing. And I can safely say the artwork in this one is reasonable. There is slight differences between the earlier CG and the later CG, maybe a change in artist, or the artist developed their style, but it's not glaringly obvious. You'll just notice it with like how faces and shading are done. And I think the art style's relatively cute. It's a nice middle ground between Eastern style, manga, anime-esque style, or Western comic cartoon style. It seems to land somewhere in the middle. So it's not too bad. I'd show you a few more pictures, but I'll be honest, I would have my video removed from YouTube very quickly. This game is not shy about showing adult content, even if it's not too explicit. There's plenty of nudity in this game. Now, for things that sort of interest myself in particular, the UI is very clean, clear, and easy to use. Same with the menu system. For the most part, I will actually say there is one part of the menu that isn't very good, and that will be the bonus features menu in the main options. These are a bit awkward to click on. A lot of them contain just audio rather than imagery, and the audio is very good. I will say this, the voice actors did very well in the game, particularly the girl in front here, Sarah, the girl who does Into Poppy Play. Her barks were hilarious. I just giggled every time I heard her going woof. It was just, I think she really got into the role. It was quite funny. But yes, the bonus content, even though it's mostly audio, it's a little awkward when if you click on it, it starts playing the audio. You don't get a play bar of any kind. It just keeps going. And it's very easy to accidentally reset it, and it will keep going even if you leave the menu. It will just keep playing. So that's a little awkward. Other than that, the game, from a mechanical standpoint, pretty damn good. Clean UI, isn't really anything special, but it works. So to summarize Snow Daze, now I will say this experience was a little unusual. I mean, it was 2.5, 3 hours worth of gameplay. There was multiple endings, multiple choices. There was also multiple bad endings, so there was a lot of work put into it. It's not anything like Black Cat, where it's like very linear with no real choice in it. Your choices do affect the game. And there is a hidden ending which you can very easily get if you save between the final choice. You can keep reloading, and it's one of those endings where you've got to see every other ending first. So that was a little bit of a pain. I think my most awkward thing I had playing and thinking of the review for this was the main character's name is Jason. So all the audios, I must admit, hearing a name said repeatedly, especially the fashion in this game, was a little unusual. I think it made me slightly uncomfortable at times. But also it was quite funny in others. I have to give the game a firm 8 for its nature. It's, well, the artwork's reasonably decent. There's nice little details like as the house slowly becomes more under your influence, the backgrounds start changing, like underwear being left out or sex toys appearing here and there, and other like little background Easter eggs. The writing is reasonable. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's kind of tongue in cheek. The nature of the content doesn't push things too far, and it doesn't take anything to an extremely uncomfortable extreme. Other than the maybe impregnation fetish, I've never liked that, but that's a personal thing. Well, I didn't feel like I needed a 2-hour long shower and bleach my eyes like I did with Black Cat, but I can't say it's my own personal taste. So, if you're unsure, I suggest going to the Steam page, checking out the community, have a flick through some of the screenshotted images. If it's your sort of thing, go for it. I mean, it's, I think, $7.99 at the moment. I think there might be a minor sale on, so I don't have the exact price ahead of me. I will double check. Yes, actually, it's gone down since I last looked. It's £7.19, and that's in UK pounds, just to confirm. But yes, it's not too cheap, not too expensive, reasonable content. 8 out of 10 if I have to really put a number to it. Thank you for watching, and I hope this review's helped. I do apologise about not having actual video content of the game, but due to its nature, it's a lot safer for me just to use screenshotted images in these cases. Thank you for watching.